The target that did get painted on Lonzo's back was as unfair as I've ever seen, because Lonzo came in almost LeBron-like with the hype and the expectation.
Right. That comes from his dad. His dad has always spoke, son, manifest it. Believe you're the best. Why should I say somebody's better than me?
Switching it up today, let's go ahead and get right into it.
All facts.
All facts, baby. Boy, love you much. Much love.
Featured in a GQ article this week, and like his dad LeVar, the reigning Rookie of the Year wasn't shy. The article showcases Lamelo'S bright personality and flair, while also mentioning how the young talent isn't afraid to call himself, quote, one of one, the golden child, or something you've never seen. Now let those sink in. Shannon, is LaMelo putting a target on his back like LeVar put one on Lonzo's back?
Nah, this is not the same, Skip. LaMelo's already backed it up. He's Rookie of the Year. He seemed to never.
When are we going to stop that narrative that speaking good of yourself or speaking good of your kids is putting a target on your back? When you put that jersey on and it's a different jersey than the guy in front of you, the jersey is a target on your back. Like, if they need extra motivation to go harder, to me, that's just sad.
To never succumb to the pressure. He believed. I saw some footage when he was like 14, and Lonzo says, well, I'm the best. He's the next best. And Melo like, I'm better than both of them.
And you could tell he believed it.
And he actually believed that. And that comes from his dad. His dad has always spoke, son, manifest it. Believe you're the best. Why should I say somebody's better than me? But what I did learn from this article, LaMelo Ball was talking in this article like, we talked to our homeboys. It was in this, everything was in.
Yes.
Like LaMelo, you do realize you doing an interview for a magazine.
GQ.
GQ, so.
Now, it's a whole lot of opinions on LaMelo's, the way he talks. You got people saying, oh, he's not that bright. Other people like, man, I like he just relax, he just chill. And they're saying he's saying the N-word too much. And I guess it's like a thin line. Like, on one hand, professionalism is good. But on the other hand, like, how far does professionalism get before now they've taken your culture away or just your personality? So, I mean, that's something I think it's neither here or there. It depends on how you feel.
Didn't seem to bother him a bit.
He's like, man, these ears out here. I say, man, y'all out y'all mind. But Skip, he's different. He believes it, and this is not about no unwanted. Charlotte needs all the attention they can get, first and foremost. So for me, I love it. I love we're not used to seeing players like, talk like he talks and then go out there and do it. He came in different. Everything about his story is different. Dude said, man, he's like, man, who needs school? They ain't teaching nothing school anyway. Yep. So I'm glad I didn't go to school. So his path.
Okay, now we want to clear that up as well. LaMelo did get on his IG and tell kids, like, schooling may be for you. If you want to be a neurosurgeon, rocket science, you're going to have to learn something. So he was basically saying, like, whatever you do, go 100%. If your craft requires more school, then take that. So, a lot of people try to come down on Melo for saying school ain't this, school ain't that. And for some people, a certain level of education is all you need. And of course, man, in the 1900s, so many dudes were coming out with crazy inventions, and they were all high school dropouts because that is not the only way you learn. So I thought I'd plug that in there as well.
To the NBA, it's very unique, Skip. A guy don't want to go to high school. His dad's like, whatever's going on, he didn't like the coach. He's talking about go overseas, come back to Spire, like, you know what, forget that. I'm going back overseas, plays like 10, 11 games, like, I'm done with this. I'm going into the draft. Yep. So his path to NBA and stardom is very unique. It's nothing we've ever seen before. For an American boy, Skip, we foreign, like Luka was playing overseas, playing pro ball. Yep. When he was 15, 16. So that's not unique for a foreign player. But for an American-born player to take the path that he took is very unique. He's very confident. He's supremely confident in his ability and what he can do. And for whatever reason, it's rubbed off on the other, because the Charlotte's a very young team. Yep. But it rubbed off on them, and he got them playing. Yep. Like, hey, man, we can do all this. And like he said, it's like I came in there and they walked different. They carried themselves different.
I'm glad he pointed that out. Everybody tried to say LaMelo Ball shouldn't be the Rookie of the Year. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people saying Anthony Edwards. A lot of people saying Anthony Edwards. The thing that LaMelo did was he changed their culture. He changed their locker room. Rookies don't come in and do that. So you had to give him credit on that. If he never got injured, playoffs, changing the whole dynamic of the team. I mean, it's just facts.
Differently. Skip, it's not going to bother him. He's been in the spotlight, maybe not on the NBA level, but he's been in the spotlight. His dad had a TV show, a reality show.
Yeah.
He's been doing this. Dude scored 92 points in a game, high school game. So Skip, he's used to this. He's not in awe of anything.
Yep.
He's not in awe of anyone. His dad didn't allow him to be in awe of anyone. You the awe. Everybody's gonna be in awe of you.
Yep.
And so for me,
Let's pause it right there. He said his dad didn't allow him to be in awe of anyone. That's a good point, because you guys are seeing the fruit from the tree, and you like the fruit, but you didn't like the tree. LeVar, the way he walks, the way he talks, they said, this man is too braggadocious, and he telling his kids, somebody got to be better than Michael. Why not you? They hate that. They hate that. They just, be quiet, LeVar. But if LeVar wasn't that way, we wouldn't see LaMelo come on the court with that same aura, with that same swag, with that same mindset. So you love seeing LaMelo play how he play. He's a dog and he's only a teenager. How do you think that happens? Y'all got to think about that. How do you think that happens from LeVar being the way he is? And then they say, oh, but he shouldn't be saying on national TV. Let him be who he's going to be. Look how they turned out.
I would laugh. I'm reading and laughing at the same time.
So was I.
But this kid, I think he's on his way to superstardom.
Yep. I cannot disagree with every point you just made, because as I read these quotes, usually they hit me the wrong way.
Right.
Usually they rub me the wrong way. Usually they rub me raw.
Right.
And with this kid, and I've been around him just a little bit when he got brought in here by his dad when he was like,
probably like 16, 17, yeah.
and he was awfully quiet. He sat right over there by you. And now I wish we had just said, hey, you go. LeVar, take a back seat. LeVar, take a break.
He's more like his dad than any of the boys.
No, they didn't want LaMelo to come up there at that age. You seen what he did on WWF, or what they call WWE now.
Lonzo is like his mom.
Point number 2. It is shocking to me how different the big brother is from the little brother.
He is.
I know your brother pretty well because I worked with him at ESPN for several years. And you guys are somewhat similar in nature and personality and aura. When you walk in the room, you're kind of the same to me. You have some different quirks than Sterling has, but still cut from somewhat the same cloth to me in personality, in command, in voice. It's kind of the same to me. This is polar opposite personalities, to the point where I wish I could pour a little bit of LaMelo into Lonzo, just a little bit, because Lonzo, as a rookie, came off as a little overwhelmed and underconfident, right? How many nights did I watch Laker games when Magic had...
I mean, like, pour a little bit of LaMelo and Lonzo. I often hear that. But if you put them all together, if Lonzo had some more of LaMelo in him, they wouldn't click right. So the part that's missing in Lonzo that you see in LaMelo is the reason why there's a 3-headed Chino Hills dragon. I mean, so it's like, you got to pick your poison with that. Now, if Lonzo's going to spend his entire career away from his brothers, okay, I guess I'll give you that.
Proclaimed Lonzo next. Said, you're going to see his jersey hanging up in the rafters, his number 2. And I said, Lonzo, get involved. You know, he just go stand over on the side and watch the offense go, right? And the target that did get painted on Lonzo's back was as unfair as I've ever seen, because Lonzo came in almost LeBron-like with the hype and the expectation. And Magic, and then LeVar saying he's better than Steph Curry already. And Lonzo had a hard time living up to that. This kid lives in his own world. It's like no one else is in the world except him. So it's like, it's a form of blissful ignorance, not in a bad way, but like he's just wide-eyed. Like, I know I can do this, and he did it. And he was backing it up right away. He's the youngest man in the history of the NBA to have a triple-double at age 19. He went 22, 12, and 11 against Atlanta on January 9th. And night after night, he became must-see for me because he would do, Jordan-esque, he would do something every night where I'd say, whoa, wow.
I think another thing that helped him, Skip, He went clear across the country.
You think that LaMelo is must-see TV? 2 ball brothers, 3 ball brothers. You haven't seen must-see TV until you put them all on the team. That's what you haven't seen, must-see TV.
Yep.
Yeah, out there in Charlotte by himself. Yeah. Charlotte is so far away from LA. Lonzo went an hour, basically an hour from home.
That's rough. And Dad's looking over your shoulder, and this kid, he went to Lithuania. Wasn't it Lithuania?
Yeah, he went to Lithuania.
In Australia.
He was Australia.
And then he's like, I got this.
Why are y'all laughing at the fact that he went to Lithuania? At 16 years old, he played professional basketball. It doesn't matter where he's at. At 16-year-old playing professional, you can go to freaking the Congo. That's nothing to laugh at.
Yes, I was born for this.
He had Jello with him, and his dad would have. But when he went to Australia, he by himself.
Yeah. That'll make you grow up fast, right?
Yes.
So none of this seems to overwhelm him. And I want to congratulate.
He wasn't by himself. He was with Jermaine.
Congratulate Tyler R. Times, who did the who did the interview for GQ, because it is spectacular.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you just push the button and he went.
He's just talking. He talking like a recorder isn't on, and he at home with his homeboys, and he just talking.
Yep. I didn't love it at the end. He was 2 hours late for his last interview. That won't fly. You got to be on time.
Right.
But that's LaMelo. That's the world he lives in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But his coach spoke glowingly about him and what he brings to the table. But I'm happy. Hopefully, Skip, he can get the. That's the next step. Can he get the Hornets to the playoffs? That's the next step
for his.
Yes, he can do it. He can do it. He stay healthy. He can do it. He was gonna do it before.
His owner's sake, I hope so. His owner needs one of those.
Yeah.
Guys.
All right, that's the end of that. Overall, it was a pretty good talk. You know, you see the tide kind of changing for LeVar. Not for LeVar, but towards LeVar with the media. Even during the whole summer league, since LiAngelo was having some good games, you heard the announcer saying some good things about LeVar instead of just all this, oh yeah, he's just a loudmouth. They're like, a lot of things he's saying is right, you know. But it's going to be interesting to see going forward, LiAngelo, how he gets on a team, which team he goes to, if the Hornets are going to pull the trigger. Because I'm going to tell you guys this, LiAngelo by himself, he's a decent player. He can be a good role player in the NBA. LiAngelo with LaMelo, that's another story. And nobody wants to admit that, but that is the facts. Anyway, thought I'd change it up today. Saw this on here, wanted to watch it with you guys. Go ahead, comment what you think about this interview and let me know how y'all feel. As always, ball facts again. Peace.